Hi everybody, it's Diane. I'm back at work on these little, I'm going to call them calendar journals instead of planner journals because they contain calendar pages, but you use them for whatever you would like. I talked in the last video about how I would use them rather than as a planner. But let me just tell you, what I'm trying to do is use up some of these sets that I keep buying. They put them on clearance. Some of them are recollections. Some are from, I forgot what it's called, but I forgot the brand of that one. But I have some Bo Bunnies, Hobby Lobby, put them on clearance, and I just love these. I love them. And so I would pick them up when they were on clearance. This was $3. This one is Life Journal, and it's got some really pretty pages and cards. These two are both my recipes, and these are Bo Bunny Miscellaneous Me, all of these. So this one has recipe pages and cards, and this one has dividers. And I actually paid $6 for this one, but $2.39 for that. So those are what I have left, all of this, plus probably some more scattered on my table here. But I used some of these, I believe. The graphic note paper that you're going to see in both of these journals is Miscellaneous Me Life Journal graphic note paper, but as I said, they were on clearance, so they don't have them anymore. This is also from Life Journal, and it's vintage calendar dividers, which you will see in this book. Let me check something out here. Okay, I could do it differently in this book. Okay, so I didn't know, I had no plan really. I just got all the stuff out and just figured I'd play and see what I could come up with. I found some book covers that pretty well match the sizes. And to tell you the truth, I was actually working on this set of pages for this book, and then realized that these divider pages were too big for that book, so then I had to switch. Oh, sorry. And I just realized, just this moment, that I can put pages in between these calendar pages where I couldn't in this. So I may have to do something different here. But let's just go ahead and do what I had intended for this video, which was to decorate the pocket pages that I have. So I made this pocket. Let me also show you this pad of paper. Oh, I put it up here. This is Craft Smart paper pad, and I may have gotten this from Michael's, maybe in the Hot Buy. I can't remember, but it's embossed. It's got different embossed designs. It may not show up on the camera, but I made all the pockets out of this paper in different colors. And I cut this too shallow. I decided I keep doing this when I want to make these big full page pockets, forgetting that when you put something in here it just tips right out. So then I added this piece to it to add some height to it. So that's why it's in two parts. I apologize for my voice today. I don't know. I live by myself, so I don't talk until I turn the camera on. So I didn't know that this was going to happen. So my problem is I ran out of Fabri-Tac, and I am not going to Walmart. I have to go to work tomorrow to straighten up the cards. It's a Saturday tomorrow. So I will look for some then, but I'm not going because it is terrible there at this time of year. It's been bad the last few days that I had to work. So I ordered some from Amazon thinking it would come in a day or two, because I ordered my Christmas presents and everything, and it's been coming like in 2 days. But this says it's going to come, I don't know, sometime next week. So that didn't work, but I have it coming. I'll have it on hand, 4 bottles. I might be able to eke a little more out of here. But anyway, I was trying to decorate the covers with my Fabri-Tac. These are fabric covered covers. And the Fabri-Tac works really well. But I was using this instead. I had bought this just to kind of try out. I bought a few different Aleene's glues just to try them out, and then I'm afraid to use them because I like my Scotch and my Fabri-Tac. But I was using this on the cover since I didn't have much of this left, and it seemed to work. So I'm going to go back and show you the cover and talk about what I did there, because I kind of skipped over that. And I'll talk about these things too. But while I was gabbing, I just started gluing. I got a glob of glue up there, so I had to spread it out because it's kind of volcanoing. Okay, so as I said, these are fabric covered hardback book covers, both of them. And I liked the colors, I liked the way the fabric looked and felt, and so I didn't cover them. I didn't want to cover them completely. I wanted to decorate them. So I just cut some of the pieces from these sets of papers that I'm using. And I also had a set of 12 by 12 papers that kind of went with some of the, is it My Mind's Eye? I don't know. I'm thinking Oh Snap. Was that a brand or a paper line or something? Anyway, 12 by 12 paper went with it, and I cut that up and used that. So that's what these pieces are. And so I just did a collage on there, and I had to cover up some tape. You'll see that I decorated these in the previous video, so you'll see that. And then I did put some paper around the edges to cover the rough edge, and I glued that down there. And so whoever gets this book can write 2020 or whatever year they decide to use this book. And I added this little piece. It says I am. I've been listening to a lot of Neil Diamond. I love Neil Diamond. And one of his most popular songs is I Am, I Said. So if this was my journal, I would probably write I Said in there. And then I covered this with some paper and added this pocket like I showed you. And I'm going to put the pocket on this book cover so you can see how I did that. So you saw I just added these little elements. I cut these out with my Cricut. And I stamped sparkle on there, and you will have seen on the previous video when I was making these, I made some more of them, and this one is embossed with silver. So these are stamped and then embossed with powder. And if you don't know what that means, you can watch the previous video and see, because I do it on the video. So she's done in silver, appropriate for the word sparkle. And the back cover, I just glued this little, I think this was supposed to be a journaling card from something, and I just glued it on as a little tuck. This one has, it folds under on this side and this side, so it gives a little more. This one is just glued flat on, so there isn't much give, but you could put something flat in there. And then again, to cover up the little bits of glue of tape that were here, I just glued this strip on. So here's the arrangement I came up with. Just a plain page that you can embellish, decorate any way you want to. Glue something on there that you can write, whatever you want to do. And I left that plain. I might stamp one of these ladies on it. And I added this page that says, hello, my name is. So you can just write an introductory page here, glue whatever you want to on it. And then I have the calendar pages. Now in the other set of pages that I thought was going to go in this book, I couldn't put any pages in between the calendar pages because these two are February and then these two are May, so March. So if I had put pages in there, it would have separated March. So I just had all the pages together. But with this one, I could do that. So I'm not sure. It's like I can't put too many pages in these books because I have 1-inch O-rings. And if I put too many pages in and then you put stuff in the pockets, it's just going to be difficult. It's going to be a really fat book. So let me show you. I think every other one of these calendar pages has a pocket. So on the January page, you can put things in here. It has birthdays you can write down and things that you need to take note of for the month. Just a little label to write on, and then there's your January calendar, and you can fill in the dates. February does not have the pocket, so every other one has a pocket. So it goes all the way through, and I can show all the pages when I do the flip through. So in the back, I put one cardstock page, and I'm going to add a pocket, and then there will be 3 of these lined pages that I said they're Bow Bunny, and I mentioned at the beginning of the video what these pages were called. They came in a nice thick set, and they were on clearance too, I believe. But anyway, I put 3 of these behind each cardstock divider, and I may add a tab to these, but it may, I don't know, it may be too big. Let me see. Oh, I can add a tab, at least the size of those tabs. Okay, so I cut this yellow cardstock from that embossed. Can you see it's got a diamond pattern? And this label is just going to go up there. And I may cut a white piece that has the design on it, because I didn't do that, so I may do that and then stamp on that. But anyway, I have that there. I'll just glue it down. This is running low too, but I have a standby bottle of this one. I like to use Fabri-Tac for the embossed pieces because they seem to be a little harder to adhere with the raised pieces, but the Fabri-Tac does a good job with that. So I'm hoping this will also do a good job. And then I just took one of my ladies that I stamped and embossed, and these ladies, these sketch ladies here, are from the Tim Holt Stampers Anonymous set called Runway. And I'm just going to glue a journaling card here and glue her there. Guess I'll use my tape runner for this, but any kind of glue will work. This is embossed, so this tape runner will work well on it. But the Fabri-Tac would also work well on it. I've got tape off the edge here. Okay. So it says, just saying. The embossing isn't very deep on these, and I took a scrap of it and tried just rubbing a little ink over it to see if I could make the embossing stand out more, but it didn't really work very well because the embossing isn't very deep. But it is there. You know what I should do is when I do my Bible reading in the morning, I should read it out loud. That way I give my voice a little bit of a warm-up. I don't often do my video first thing in the morning because I usually, well, not usually, but yeah, A lot of days I have to go to work before I can do a video or do something else. But today I'm off. Today's Friday, and I'm not watching kids or going to work. I'm going to stay home all day. I might have to run to the post office. I've got some orders to ship, and so if one of them has to be mailed today, I'll just do them all. I have to check and see. Because I put in my settings on Etsy that I ship within 1 to 3 days. And today's Friday. The post office is open till 3 on Saturday, but probably would be better if I did it today. Or not till 3, till noon. They're open till noon. I don't know why I said 3. So there's a pocket. You can insert things in that pocket, and then I'll put something on that label. And like I said, I might stamp some of the ladies without the embossing powder, just stamp them on white sides of the pages. And then I have 3 pages of lined paper. The next page is this polka dot. And I have this set ready to be glued on. And this pocket with a chevron. This journaling card. And this lady also done in silver. I think I won't stamp on the labels that are on these divider pages, and that way you can write what you want. This is a textured, it's not an embossed, but it does have a texture to this cardstock. It was a scrap that I had. I didn't have time to make a video yesterday. I had the boys, had Adam for school. Up at 5:15, so I could go and take care of the boys, and what else? I had something else going on. Oh, I had just a little bit of time, like to make dinner after the boys went home, before we had to leave to go to Teddy's school play. He just goes to a little Christian school, doesn't have a lot of students, and it's about a half hour away, out in the country. So we did that, and it was at 7 o'clock at night, so we didn't get home till 9. But Teddy's always so excited about these things. He loves to do it. He just turned 9 a couple weeks ago, and he was an angel. The weird thing was they did the whole play in the dark. It was supposed to be the premise of the play was they were doing a play and the lights went out. It was called The Light Before Christmas. So the kids all had those light bands that, you can wear them around your neck or around your wrist, and they run out after a while. And some of them had flashlights that they kind of passed around for certain things. But lights went out. They had their all we could see were the bands of light that were around the kids' hands and necks. We couldn't see the children. We couldn't see what was going on. And it was very disappointing. So, normally you go to a school play, and while the performances aren't professional and the music is, they're just children, at least you get to see their sweet little faces, but we couldn't. And we thought at some point the lights were going to come back on, but no, it was the entire play in the dark. At the very, very end, the lights came back on. And the electrician, or whoever he was, the little character that was playing that role, apologized and hoped it didn't cause any problems. But, yeah, we were pretty disappointed. And the lady that put it on, she's just one of the parents. I don't think she's employed by the school. I don't know for sure, but she's one of the parents. And I talked to her a little bit afterward, and she felt so bad that nobody could see. She said, we practiced it during the day and turned the lights off during the day, and it was different. Didn't think about what it would be like at night. So I felt bad for her, too, but it was disappointing. Parents had their cameras with them, you know, but they couldn't take pictures. All right, the next one has this cream colored with a stripe, a diagonal stripe. I did stamp on this one. It says wonderful. Oh, I need to poke all those little pieces out though, so I'm not going to glue that on yet. I didn't try the trick. I think it is a dryer sheet you can put through your Big Shot. Because I think I may have said Cricut, but I use my Big Shot for those. And if you put them through with a dryer sheet, it's supposed to make all those little pieces come right out. But I didn't try it. I forgot. So this is going to go this way. This lady is walking her little doggy. So anyway, because and Adam was having trouble with his laptop after lunch. So I was trying to help him with that. He does his school on a computer, and it's the computer is provided by this charter school, but he says it's my internet that's the problem. Well, I don't have trouble with my internet. I can do all my videos and everything, but I might have to upgrade. Both of his parents upgraded their internet, and he doesn't have trouble. It just, on the last class, it booted him out, and he couldn't get back in. So I was dealing with that, you know, and giving him his lunch and stuff, and so I didn't have time to make a video. I was in and out of here enough to get a start on these, and I mean, I had started them a couple days ago and did that video, but I was kind of in here figuring out how I was going to set these things up and making more of these ladies and stuff like that. I got all these pieces chosen, selected and cut, and figured I would assemble on camera. I did talk about Sunday, that when that storm went from coast to coast for that week, and when it came to us, we just got ice. I mean, just ice, but it was dangerous. Things were closed. Everything was covered in ice. And I think I told you that I slipped on my back steps and bruised my side where I fell against the railing. But I said we didn't have snow, we just had ice. Well, that night it snowed all night, and then all the next day. So we did get our snow. Whoops. The Fabri-Tac seems to hold faster than this. You know what I mean? It sticks faster. And 3 lined pages. Then I have this page. This is a different set of dies. It doesn't have the fancy cutouts. And then this one is the diagonal line on pink. And this says Cherish. And this super skinny fancy lady. See, I don't have 12 sections. I think I have 5 sections, 4 or 5. So I don't think I'll put pages in between those calendar pages anyway, because I'd have to add more papers and I think it would make the book too fat. Are you guys watching The Masked Singer on Fox? I watch it on Hulu because I don't have satellite anymore. I canceled it. So I have to watch it the day after, but that's okay. So I've been watching it. Last year I watched it and I loved Donny Osmond as the peacock. I knew him. I don't know anybody this year. I knew who Donny Osmond was. And every time they gave clues, it just confirmed it. This year, I don't know anybody. But I'm not that familiar with a lot of popular people, so I wouldn't know. But anyway, I'm enjoying it. It's fun. And I love Thingamajig. That's the character, the mask. And they're guessing Dennis Rodman, which kind of makes sense with the clues, but I really hope it's not Dennis Rodman because I am not a fan of Dennis Rodman. But I love Thingamajig. I love his voice. So, can't wait to see who that is. I think there's just a few more weeks left. I may insert a card or two into these pockets, but mostly they're for you to put things in. This is your calendar, planner book, or whatever. Okay, so this is just the last page. It's not a pocket page. It's just a full size cardstock page to go after these line pages, which are thinner and a little bit smaller. The weird thing about all of these different sets of pages that were made to go in little binders is the holes are different from brand to brand. There's no universal 3-hole. You have to buy their binder to fit their pages. So here's the problem with these books. I am not going, see this one has 2 holes, this one has 3. I am not going to, I could cut those, make them a little shorter. Think I should do that? I might do that, let's see, because they come pretty close to the edge. But I think I'll just leave them. So, I could glue a strip of paper there to cover those holes and then punch new holes. But if I do that, it'll just add so much thickness to the book, and it would just be too much. So I am not going to. I'm going to punch my holes. I practiced it on one of the pages that I didn't use, but I don't see it here. So if that would bug you, then you wouldn't want this journal. Okay, so I think this one just needs to be punched and bound with my O-rings, and this one will be done. This one is Enjoy the Everyday Calendar Journal. I will do a flip through once it's all put together. Then we have this one. I didn't do any of the work on this one yesterday. I think I had the cover all decorated, but as far as assembling the pocket pages and stuff, I didn't. So these are the calendar pages. I had something to go there. Wonder where I put it. Oh, it's going to be a pocket page. Here it is. That's what I want to do. Let's do that first. I'm going to use this diamond embossed cardstock to make the pocket here. And I'm going to do that with you so you can see how I did it. And hopefully I'll do it right. Because like I said, I tend to cut it right down here, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to figure this out together. I did cut it to the height that I want. And I think before I cut this part, I am going to score it so I know that that width will be taken away. Score it so I can fold it. Turn it over here. This end is going to be on this side, but it's easier for me to score over here than over here for some reason. All right, so on the other one, I only gave it 1/4 of an inch. On this one, it's 3/8. That'll be a little easier to work with, I think. So that's on that end, so I need this side scored. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then I'll just cut at an angle there and there and get rid of this little piece. And I will cut this at an angle and this at an angle. Well, I don't need to cut that side because I have to cut that down to size, and that's going to be up here anyway. I'm not sure where this is going to be cut. So we have the pocket with these sides folded. And so I want the pocket to end, as far as width, right about here. So I can cut that end off. Now, I just need to know kind of what angle I'm going to cut it at. So let's have it end right there. So here's what I do when I want to cut an angle. I put this corner, this edge, right where the blade is going to go, and then turn it so that this spot here is where the blade will go. See, I have my pencil mark right there, and this is where the blade will cut, and it will cut there, so it's going to cut that angle. And let's see if we like this angle. Yes, I like that. That works very nicely. Have a little bit of a pencil spot there. Okay. So we're going to glue that down. We'll have this up here and her on the pocket. And, oh, I guess this goes down here. See, that's how this one is. I have these little scraps from this piece, and I didn't know if I might want to add them on here somewhere. See, this says dream, and this says dream right there, part of it. It's part of the word. And this one says share and bloom. It'll cut better if I put something, another paper there. This one has a little extra interest because of this added polka dot piece, but this one just looked kind of blank. That's why I thought I'd add the extra pieces, and I like that. I like that. So we're going to go ahead and do that. First, I'm going to, well, I won't glue it down yet. I do these pockets quite a bit in my junk journal or smash books that I make. And this is kind of a smash book style journal, because I am using my bind it all and just using heavier pieces of cardstock as the pages, which I often do in smash books. I'll have to make sure I put everything in the right place. Do this one next. I'm going to try to eke out some Fabri-Tac for this because it's heavier and it's kind of warped because of gluing the smaller piece to it. So I think this will hold it better if I can get a little more out. I'll be so happy to have my Fabri-Tac back. Actually, I ordered 3-in-1 because I don't know the difference. And 3-in-1 is cheaper. Same brand. These embossed ones tend to curl a little bit too, so Fabri-Tac is going to work better on that. Not really curl, but lift at the edges. It's harder to get the glue to stick them down. And I think the best way to adhere the pocket is with my red tape, which is why, one of the reasons why I wanted to make this a little wider, because it was a little bit too wide for the other one. Now I just have to peel the backing off. Voila! Now let's take a look at our pages. So here's I got a few pages in the front of this one before we get to the calendar. So this is just your facing page. You can do what you want on that. Some space to write here, all about me. I thought this would be just fun to fill in. What makes me laugh, one word that describes me, etc. And then this one has my goals for today, this month, and this year, which is a great page to have. My wish list, and then we have the calendar pages. So we just have all 12 months here on decorative pages. And on the back of December, it just has where you can circle the day, the date, and the month, and then write something there. And then we get into the sections where you can designate sections for things. I used these pieces that came with some of these sets, and they're a little bit smaller, but I'll put a tab on them because I want to use these pages and they're already decorated. So I did make pockets for, I think, all of them. Again, with the same kind of paper. Some of them are going to be different pockets, but this one has embossed design on it. And then I just cut this from one of the papers, one of the big papers. And I'll put her on here. So that makes a pretty simple one. Had to find my cap that fell on the floor. So for the ladies that are going to go in this book, I use just black embossing. I had made, when I was embossing ladies yesterday and cutting them out, I made enough of these Tim Holtz runway ladies for this book, but then I realized that they weren't the right style. So today I did some of these more casual looking. They're still kind of sketchy, you know, they look like a sketch, and these are Jane Davenport. These are Stampin' Up, and I have a couple of different sets of Stampin' Up. So if you want to know what they are, let me show you. I put them both in one case, but one of them is called Beautiful You, and it has this one, the lady dancing, and just some words, quotes, and then these two are in, oh, they are, it's all one set, Beautiful You. It came in 2 cases, but I put them all together into one case. So that's what they're from. I don't know if they're still available from Stampin' Up, but they have some similar ones in there now or coming soon or something. So there's that pocket. And 3 pages. And this one is going to be super, super simple. Oops. Just put away. Paper clips flying. I didn't want to cover this, so I'm going to make this the front and just put this on. This is what life is all about. Really easy. These are double-sided cards that were cut from a 12 by 12 pack, and the one side just has months, and there's actually, I don't know how many, I think there were 2 sheets. And so I just have never used them, so I just decided to sacrifice those and use this side to make pockets. If I've had this stuff for so long and not using it like I thought I would, I just have to use it any way that I can. Get it used. And 3 pages. This one again has one of those cards. And I want to put her on here. But she needed something, so she wasn't just floating, so I'm going to put her, this on there. But then I was wondering about that flat bottom edge on her, so I might move her down and trim that to fit. What do you think? Think that would look better? Let's try it and see. Yeah, I like that better. I think that's pretty crooked. No, I'm looking at the lines, but the lines are crooked on this paper, on this fake paper there. So I thought I really had that really crooked. There, another simple one. And another simple one. But these cards are so nice. I think they'll be good in this book. And I might take the extra ones and just tuck them in some of the pockets. Getting close to an hour here. Better wrap it up pretty soon. I think the Fabri-Tac just about dry. I don't think there's any more coming out. It's just whatever's on the tip I'm rubbing off. And one more pocket, I believe. Yep, just one more. And this one, again, is one of the embossed cardstock ones. And it's on a larger piece of paper. And it says, "Enjoy the simple things." She's covering up part of the words, but you will know what it is. Part of the letters. And 3 more line pages, and then 1 plain cardstock page to end it. And on the back I use one of those cards that has the month on the other side as the little pocket that you can tuck something in. So I believe that both of these books are ready to be punched and bound. So the next time you see them will probably be the final flip through, and I'll put them in my shop. I hope that you like these types of journals. They were fun and different, something quick and different to do. So I hope you liked them. Please let me know in the comments what you thought of these, and if you'd like to see me do any more with these pages. These are recipe ones, and then these are just really pretty. Let me show you. It's called C'est la vie. got all the cards with it. And these really pretty pages. And the edges are all cut with a different edge. Oh, I love these. This would make a beautiful little tiny smash book. So anyway, just tell me what you think of these kind of books. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.